The mental health facility in A&E is clinician-led, so whatever the clinician feels is appropriate is what's done at that moment in time. If the clinician feels that it's appropriate to deal with it in A&E, they dealt with it in A&E, and if the clinician feels that it's appropriate to take them away to a more private setting, they are taken away to a more private setting. So currently, the setup is felt that it's adequate.
So I take from that answer they don't have a policy position to to inaugurate a specific service elsewhere. I think that's what you said.
At this stage, we have no specific plans to move the mental health facility, the A&E mental health facility elsewhere.
You know, mental health crises are very different to crises that affect your physical health. And does the Minister agree that in an ideal situation we should really be moving away from that and having a more specific centre elsewhere to provide that service?
There is now a single point of contact, which is a 111 service, which triages calls depending on their need. So yes, we do accept that there are different needs for mental health, for patients suffering from a mental health crisis arriving at the hospital, but that is a point of the triage service. There is a separate facility. There is a room outside A&E where patients are taken to where it is felt by clinicians that it is appropriate to take them outside the A&E setting. I'm told that a fifth of patients suffering from a mental health crisis are taken to this facility.
Is the Minister satisfied that the employment of 4 + 1, and I think she said started on the 15th of January next year, for 5 psychologists is sufficient to deal with all the mental health outpatient treatment that there needs to be?
We're looking at the complement as a whole, including counsellors, and if there is felt that there is a need to employ more will be employed. But at the moment, we are satisfied that the present complement is sufficient.
Is the Minister not receiving reports in relation to the service provided that outside the sort of clinician or official circles that she moves in? I would urge her perhaps to consult a bit more widely on that issue, and perhaps take the input of service users and perhaps the associations that work within this area, because certainly the information that reaches us in relation to mental health, the most common complaint that I get from people who want to see me is normally about the lack of follow-up of outpatient services in mental health.
There was a recent press release which came from my office in which we said that the complaints procedure was actually brought into the hospital, into the ministry, so that people with issues could come directly to the ministry to air any such issues. So we have been made aware of several issues of this nature, and we are dealing with them, but we do feel that the current complement can deal with the issues that are arising.